Aloha, Rich Alverson here, and this is ICS321. And in the next couple of 3-4 videos, I want to do assignment 5, the Queen Anne database. So let's see where we are in Laulima. And if we go to assignments, we click on assignment 5 here. And so we're basically supposed to build up this database and create the database, and break out the zip code table, and then create some stored procedures and triggers and so on. So I'm going to start with part A here. So this video will be on part A. And so that is to create the database and name your database that. And I've modified it so you don't have to do this part anymore. And then we import the SQL file, and it's this file here, and I just made a link to it. I actually had it down here. It's down here, this one. But I just made the link here. So and then we're supposed to okay. So I think and then do the referential integrity or the foreign key constraints. And then I'm going to actually do part B also, which is to break out the zip code table and put foreign key links to the zip code table. All right, so first of all, let's save this database out. I'm going to save it on the desktop. Actually, I think I'm just going to open it. What happens if I open it? Oh, I'll open it using Edit Plus. Oh, it's over here. Okay, so here it is. All right, I'll get back to this. Let's create the database. So I'm going to go to my website. Okay, and it's I'm actually going to my website /cpanel, and takes me here, and I've got it saved in my cookie. And so let's go to MySQL databases, and let's create a database. What are we supposed to create it now? What's it called? QACS. QACS, all right? Create database. Great. Okay. Now let's go to, what else does it say here? All right, here it says, be sure to use this link to make sure your database is correct and to test your code. Okay, so let's open this up right now. I'm going to open this up. What happens if I click here? Okay, and here we are, and it's sql.ics321.com. And if you put your cPanel username and password up here, and go down to number 5. Let's start. So basically, this is for A and B. So when you click on here now, we can see how well I did. And I didn't get 0. I got 0 out of 91.5 points. And so when we're done with part A and B, this should be 91.5 out of 91.5. Okay, see, all these tables are missing and so on. All right, so okay, so let's get there. So I have, okay, so I've created the database, and so here it is. It's down here, right here. And so let's go click back to cPanel, and then click on phpMyAdmin. And over on the left here, we should see our database. Now, I've got a bunch of extra ones here that I've used for testing purposes, but this is the one I just created, this QACS database. And we see that it has no tables. And now, you recall we downloaded, here. We downloaded this thing, this here. So I downloaded it here. Now, so one way I can import this is to do a copy paste. So to copy all of this, I can do Control A and Control C, and it's copied into my clipboard. And then I can go here and click SQL, and I'm in my QACS, and I should be able to just do a Control V, as in Victor, paste. So this whole thing is pasted in there, and I click Go, and ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Here we are. Now when I click on the database up here, it's got all the tables here. It's got a bunch of rows, and it's INNODB, and this is the collation. This is the character set here, so that's important sometimes too. So here's the database. Now, you know, this is one way to import the database. Another way to import the database is here. I'm going to do something real quick here that you don't need to do, and I'm going to do it all over again. And so here's the database I just created. I'm going to delete this because I'm going to do this all over again. And I'm just going to show you that another way is you can download the SQL here, click on here, and I'm going to save it. And I'm going to save it, let's save it on the desktop. And so, here, this is it right here. There it is, QACS. And so then when I go over here, I can go to, let me go back to, if I click on QACS here, oh, no, did I, it's because I deleted it, right? Yes, I deleted it. So I have to create it again. So here, let me close out PHPMyAdmin, and I'm going to go back here again, and I'm going to go to PHPMyAdmin, and you'll see that there is no QACS. There's a QACS3, but since we deleted it, let's create it again, and I was going to show you a different way of importing QACS. I'm going to create this again. And it's created. And then I go back to PHPMyAdmin, click, and here we are. And there it is again. There it is. Click on that, and no tables. The other way is you see I saved this out right here, and I can import, and I browse to the desktop, this one that I just downloaded, open, and there it is, and I can click Go, and it's all populated. See, the nice thing about this is that this is a table here. This is a file you can save. This is the database export file. So, all right. So we have QACS now, and let's just go check out our. I've got my login information up here. Let's see what this first one, submit, question 5. Okay, we've got 50. Okay, so we're getting there. See, but turns out we don't have. We haven't defined the prime something auto increment the zip code table is missing. Okay, that's the main thing that's missing. All right, so let's keep. So we've kind of done part A. I haven't put the referential integrity constraints in yet. Okay, so I need to do that. First of all, I need to set the auto increment. So customer, you notice the customer ID is 1 through 10 like this. So this is an auto increment field. When we add an 11th customer, this is going to automatically have an ID of 11. That's the key. And so if we look at the structure, it's not even set to the key. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to more, and I'm going to click primary key, click this thing, and yes, I'm going to alter it to do that. And then I'm also going to click on customer ID change, and I'm going to click this, scroll over and see this A_I, that's auto increment. So I'm going to click on that to make it auto increment. Let me save that. And so now when I click on structure, we see that in the customer table, customer ID is the key, primary key, and it's auto increment. Okay, so we're going to do that for customer ID. Let's look at employee. I'm going to click over here. If I click here, I see employee is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing as employee ID. So let me click, make this the primary key, the employee ID. And let's change the employee ID so it is auto increment. Save. And I think we do the same thing for item ID. Item is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, okay, so click on the structure and make this primary. And also click change and make it, scroll over, make it auto increment. Oops, this one. Okay. And then for sale, I think we have the same thing for sale. Okay, there's a sale ID, and then these are going to be foreign key, constraints. But for sale, let's go to structure. And so this one again is the primary key, and it is auto increment. And sale item has got sale ID and sale item ID. Okay, so that's not any auto increment anything. Vendor is vendor ID. Okay, the vendor ID is auto increment. So I'm going to click on structure, and I'm going to make this first one the primary key, and I'm going to make it auto increment. And when you make it auto increment, it's smart enough to set the, right here, the, let me click structure again. The next auto index down here is 11, because that'll be the next one. If we look at browse, we see that we already have 1 through 10, and that's it. Just 10 of them in there. And so you see it's smart enough to do that for all of these. For customer, we've got 10 customers. And so if we click on structure, we see that the next auto index is going to be 11. So it's smart enough to figure that out when you have an already populated database and you, after the fact, set that primary key to auto index. All right, to auto increment. All right, so we've done that. Now let's see how we're doing here. I'm going to refresh this assignment 5 database schema, and now we are at 60. Okay, so we still need to make zip code. Okay. Oh, we haven't set the foreign keys, so that's why these aren't set yet. Right, missing foreign keys. Okay. So let's set the foreign keys. Customer. Oh, okay. Let's set the foreign keys. Okay. So customer has got. No, there's no. Well, zip code. I'll tell you what. Let's make zip code. Okay. No. I'm gonna make zip code as the next as the next video. Okay. So let's do this part first. Customer ID, there's no foreign keys here. Employee, there's no foreign keys for item. Vendor ID is a foreign key. So I need to click up here, relation view. I'm on the structure, table item, structure, the vendor ID. So I'm going to click on relation view. And I may add, I'm gonna right here, this will get filled in automatically. So column is vendor ID, links to the database, QACS, to the vendor table, to the vendor ID column, okay? Save. If you don't see this as a choice, then that means you have not set it as the primary key yet. You haven't set it as a primary key yet. All right, so that's, let me see, so where are we now? We have, that was item structure. And this is the key, so we have a key symbol there. For sale, sale, oh, this is a, this should be a foreign key. You should have, there needs to be, you cannot put a sale record in there with a customer ID and an employee ID if the customer ID or the employee ID, if it does not exist, if they don't exist, if either one does not exist. So that's gotta have it's a foreign key constraint. So customer, so so customer ID, and that's it. So let's click on relation view, and column customer ID goes to the current database. Customer ID, save. And I'm not messing around with the, here, let's talk about that. And the employee ID is with this current database, employee ID. Now, these are constraint attributes that I'm not really messing with, and I leave them at the default, which is restrict. And you see they can be restrict or cascade, really, or no action. And with restrict, it means that you need to have the employee ID has to exist in the employee database for you to put a sale in here with that particular employee ID. So if you try to put a sale in here that's employee ID 10, and there is no employee ID 10, then it's not going to let you put it in there. Okay, so that's restrict. And cascade has to do with if the employee ID is modified, like if some employee's employee ID changes, then you can set it to cascade, where it'll cascade the change. But we aren't messing. Those are intricate details that we don't need to set here. So we're just going to leave it at restrict. All right. So save this, and then sale item has sale ID. So sale ID, and this is sale ID is a foreign key. Oh, I haven't set the keys yet for this, so I got to set the keys. So it's the primary key is sale ID, and sale item is the primary key. Let me click right here. Okay, and sale ID. Sale ID is a foreign key to the sale ID, and item ID is a foreign key also. So we click relation view, and the first one is the we can do item ID first. That is into database. This item ID. Save that one, and the next one is we need to do sale ID into this database. Sale ID. Okay, and then vendor. I don't think vendor has any. Okay, now so part B of this question has us put the zip code table in there, but for right now we can still leave it this way. Let's see how we're doing here. And so we don't have a zip code table here. We don't have any of the zip code fields, and we don't have any sort of reference to the zip code reference to the zip code table. But other than that, it's all green. No zip code. This means that it's a foreign key. Zip code table is missing. So 78.5 out of 91.5 is the best that you can do. if you have everything correct for part A. Okay, so I will leave it at that right now and do part B next. So thanks for watching.